Raise your right hand. Now put your left hand here. Take off your hat. Raise your right hand. Will you get rid of that hat?
Raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Huh?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Why don't you answer him?
He's talking pig Latin. I don't know what he's saying.
He's asking you if you swear...
No, but I know all the words.
He's asking you if you'll swear to tell the truth.
Truth is stranger than fiction, Judgy Wudgy.
Yes, it's been quite a roller coaster ride recently with, I don't know about you guys, but one of our more beloved gaming franchises. Yeah, I've seen this kind of posted around as a general sentiment. Like in the past, kind of let things slide. It was kind of cute, you know, gave it kind of charm. It's getting kind of old, and I can totally understand these statements. You know, this has been interesting watching what's been going on with Fallout 76, and I am a little disappointed. I really wanted this game to shine. I really wanted it to be awesome, but my initial first thoughts upon finding out what the whole schematics of the game was going to be about, kind of just, it's not that I immediately just struck it down. It's just like, I just kind of was like, meh, it's multiplayer, but it's not the multiplayer I think would be perfect for Fallout. And honestly, I think the perfect multiplayer to combine with Fallout would be a Borderlands style 4-player co-op, hop in and out and play a story. I don't understand why they didn't do that. Seeing how successful Borderlands 2 was, I mean, that would have been pretty simple. But they decided to go a very interesting route, and I, you know, even though it didn't attract me, I was intrigued, and I thought it was very kind of open-ended in the sense to where, yes, you could maybe get in some servers where people have their own factions, they all play it really serious. You know, it's not like that most times on the internet, and especially when you're new and it's a new game, it's just going to be chaos. But my takeaway from this, and I've heard a few people say it, and I'm sure the ZeniMax and Bethesda have now probably said, wow, why didn't we do that? Is, you know, you should have just made it a beta, or even not called it a beta, made it a full release game that was gonna be janky and charge us only $30 for it. If they would have only charged 30 to 40, even 40 might be a little too high, but a starting price. There's so many ways to gouge our wallets once you get us in. I just don't understand how that was not even contemplated. It had to have been, but they just said no. I believe what it was is they know the fan base is very, very addicted, for a lack of a better term, and they could get away with it. And I think with the past snafus and debacles where they kind of got all brushed off, and like I said, people kind of found things charming, I guess, and cute, and now it's getting really old. This whole crazy escapade would have been detoured with a lower starting price. So yeah, I mean, they had to. That part just really blows my mind. A full release AAA $60 game in not that sort of conditions. That, to me, from the takeaway from all this, that's one of my biggest disappointments is, and I have not played the game, and I do not have any real judgment on it. Yes, it looks kind of janky, but there's so many games now, it's pretty much the model. And since PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds blew up, I believe that is the floodgate opening for a bunch more just rapidly pushed out games that don't seem to be stopping. I'm really looking forward to a couple games coming out. I'm really looking forward to the new Obsidian game coming out, Outer Worlds. It actually looks like it has a lot of potential, and it also looks like it might just be kind of another, I hope to not jinx them, but flop. Because right away, the trailer reminded me of the original Rage trailer. And the game is a lukewarm game. It's not bad, at least for me. It's not great or bad. It's just kind of lukewarm. And I'm sad to say that was the first impression I got from Outer Worlds. But don't get me wrong, I am extremely intrigued just because of who developed the game, who's behind the game. And now that Obsidian is owned by good old capital M money sign, which stands for Microsoft, it's gonna be interesting to see how the game's gonna play out. I like the idea. I like the space. I like that it kind of feels like a new Vegas mixed with a sci-fi game. That was my second kind of takeaway. So I'm staying super open-minded to this. I'm actually looking forward to it, and I'm thinking of maybe getting it when it comes out. Because a lot of new games I get right when they come out. I really don't care about other people's opinions or something. It's just, if I find something interesting about it in a trailer preview that I see, then I just will decide there. And I just don't like other people making up my mind. So, yes, another game I'm looking forward to is by CD Projekt Red. And that is the Cyberpunk 2077. And that game looks really, really cool, but you never know. I'm getting to the point where after so many weird, crazy launches of games that I'm just nervous to buy games right out the gate. And I generally don't, but there's just small handfuls that I do. And Mass Effect, another great example. I think Mass Effect was really kind of the starting point to show the world what social media can do to bad launches. And I don't know why people did not learn from that. That blows my mind. How are these people in large corporate places making crazy stupid amounts of money that I'll never see, all sorts of benefits, cars, houses, vacations, clothes, food, you name it. And so you would think that would make them an intelligent person. And I mean, how could you have missed the Mass Effect debacle? I mean, that was a tidal wave, and the ripples you think would still be going around, but no, we've had a few games now doing this to us. So it's just making me super hesitant about the industry in general, and but I'll still be working out my cash because yes, this is my main hobby, it's my main love, it's what I do mainly when I'm not working or reading or surfing the web or whatever. I'm generally playing video games. So the Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, there's another good example. See, I own these games, and I think these games are good, and I've played them and beat them and blah blah blah. It's just the launch of them were amazingly, stupendously dumb, and the fact that nobody's learned from this yet. So Mr. Todd Howard, man, please, I know it's not really him. They have some influence in it, I can imagine, but it's gotta be the top dogs, the brass of ZeniMax that comes to these decisions. And how the heck, I don't know. I still like Todd Howard, I still like to make fun of him. Apparently it's just gonna keep getting easy. It's gonna be, I will never run out of material with these guys, but I do respect these guys, and I do like them. Maybe that's just a weird sycophant thing inside me, just because I love the game so much that I'm willing to look past these. I mean, you know, in general, in like real reality, it's not like they're killing people or like selling drugs or like trafficking human beings. So it's kind of like super mundane when it comes, but it's still, it's about principle, it's about integrity, and especially from a game company that I believe it was just in the last year or two went out and made a production style video about how single player is not dead. And so you would think that just I got the cockles of my heart got all warm and tingly when I heard that, because I've always kind of figured Bethesda as the stewards of what they know, what people like. They built game mechanics and worlds that sucked people into them to the depths to where people have literally, I mean, I can't be alone out there. I've probably spent thousands of hours now in their stinking worlds. And yeah, I don't hate Bethesda. I don't hate Fallout 76. I really think it has potential, and I think it will grow, and I'll probably pick it up. I probably would have already picked it up, but I'm actually in the process of like changing jobs and getting things started and doing new jobs, and so money is a little behind. But yeah, it'll in the next couple weeks. Oh, plus I had something very interesting happen that I've had an HD TV now for 3 years. It's not a great one. It's a cheap $200 one, 32-inch. I finally bumped it, and it rocked. I tried to catch it, and my attempt to try to catch it got knocked over and damaged. And yeah, here's a rough reenactment of what happened. And yeah, so I cannot hook up my Xbox One to my crappy CRTV, because that's the only other TV I have currently, which has been kind of cool. Since I'm addicted to video games, I need something to play and watch when I'm not working or going to sleep or whatever. I hooked up that old CRTV, and it feels like it weighs 500 pounds, but it's got to be like 80 pounds to 100 pounds. It's a really solid, heavy, stinking, I think 30-inch, maybe 32-inch old television. And so I hooked that up to my Xbox 360, and I've been playing a bunch of old school games on that, and I have not played on a CRTV in a couple years, at least 2 or 3 years, so that's been really weird. But yeah, so I gotta get a new TV. I can borrow one from time to time to still make videos and stuff, so yeah, so there still will be stuff if everything can line up, and at the worst case scenario, if I can't record anything new, it'll only be for 2 weeks probably. But yeah, that was a weird day. So yeah, so I wish the best. I really want any Fallout game to succeed, and I am a little heartbroken, but I did not buy the game. I have not played it, so I can't fully pass judgment on it. I can only see other people's, and yes, there's obviously stuff, but look, just like any game, people are having a good time with it. Some people are having an okay time, some people hate it. I mean, there's some really crappy games out there in this world right now, especially in the last half a decade with the advent of smartphones and tablets. There are so many mediocre games that people love. So yeah, I say whatever you love, more power to you. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I say do whatever you want. That is the beauty of where we live, at least as we are now. We still have that briefly. Might be gone soon, but we never know. But yeah, I want it to succeed. I want it to get better. I hope they can fix it. And just all the stuff, the tidal wave of weirdness that came after the launch of that game, it's the Mass Effect. It's the next. It's the Mass Effect effect, I guess we'll call it that. Is that? Did I just coin a new internet term? The Mass Effect effect. ME squared, or I don't know, whatever. But anyway, yeah. I'll probably get the game. I would have already got it, even if it was buggy and crappy, if it was a Borderlands style shooter. Jump in, jump out, co-op story play with actual characters, dialogue and such. I am dumbfounded why they didn't do that. There had to have been a dozen people high up that suggested that, and they're like, nope, let's pull out everyone. Let's just make it a hollow game, and over time people will. And it's, you know, in theory, on paper, it's a cool idea, but not every cool idea is excellent in execution. So we'll just have to see what happens. It could end up being a really awesome killer game if they're able to steer the ship right. Oh, Todd Howard and ZeniMax and Bethesda and all you weirdos sitting in your fancy chairs and tuxedos and whiskeys and sherries and cigars and slapping cute maids' butts and whatever you weird rich weirdos do. But I digress. So yeah, that's going to be it. I hope everyone's well. I hope the future of Fallout 76 can somehow find its feet. Like I said, I like Mass Effect. I even played it on launch. Yes, it was crappy and it was kind of comical, but I played it. I like it. I still like it. I actually beat Mass Effect Andromeda at least 6 times. I can run through the story in like 5. It's really fun just to run straight through the story and not do any of that other side crap. Yes, there's problems with it. There's problems with everything. You can nitpick anything and everything. It just depends on how spoiled you are, how entitled you are, how much you think you're better than everyone in your thoughts and designs. But all that doesn't matter. Anyone can have these thoughts, and more power to you, as long as you're not hurting people. That's my only wish about all of this. So yeah, hope the best. I hope the best for the game. I hope everything's cool. And yeah, until next time, you know what to do. Keep exploring those mother trucking wastelands. Alright guys, see ya.